Hi, my name is Hannah Hogan. I'm very excited for this class and excited to get my master's in special education. So to start off, just a little bit about my educational background. I grew up in Trumbull, Connecticut. I went to school there, graduated high school, and I went to college at Southern Connecticut State University, where I got my bachelor's degree in elementary education, grades 1 through 6. And I'm now pursuing my master's in special ed. So to touch upon my work experience within the teaching field, I have had the opportunity to work in several different districts in my area to get some different experiences. I worked in New Haven for an internship while I went to Southern. I then worked in a few different long-term positions in Trumbull. I was a long-term art teacher for a while in Trumbull, which was a cool position to have, to be able to work with all different grade levels and be able to see how that worked aside from just being one grade in a general education classroom. That I then moved into the Bridgeport district where I did my student teaching. I took a position as a reading interventionist where I was able to work with students in small group instruction and smaller environments to help them succeed in reading. And then my most recent experience was actually I was a long-term special education teacher in my district in Bridgeport, which really gave me a great backbone to the field of special education, and I got to experience it firsthand to see what it was really like. So moving forward to some of my study habits, I always kind of struggled in school when I was a student, being able to study and then take a test, especially state standardized testing. I had a hard time being able to focus and create those positive study habits. But as I grew up and I moved forward into college, I recognized what I needed to best support me to study. I need a quiet, secluded area where I have no distractions and I can focus. Some different tools that I like to use to help myself study personally. I love flashcards. I like to use tools online like Quizlet. I read things out loud to help myself study and to hear it and then be able to repeat it to myself. So those are some of my study habits that I have grown over the years, and I want to continue to use those in a positive way to help me be successful in my studying. Lastly, I want to move on to my comfort level, my depth, and my experience in the special education field so far. So as I explained previously, I was given the opportunity to work as a long-term special ed teacher in Bridgeport, which gave me a really great first-hand experience in the field. Although I had this opportunity, I would still consider myself new to special ed. I know there is a lot more I have to learn, and I am excited to dive into the history of special ed. Just to touch upon my experience in the classroom, in this position, I had no previous experience in special education, so it was a challenge stepping into it. But as time went on, I fell in love with it. I loved my students and my classroom, and it was a very rewarding job, and I'm very excited to dive deeper into it within this program. Thank you.